Hey, what's going on, guys? We are back with another video on the channel. We are back in the hardcore series. When I say we are back, it's the first episode, so I don't know. I don't really know what I meant by that. But anyway, yeah, this is something that I've really wanted to do for a while. We did a series a couple months back, probably years back now, maybe it's longer than I thought. Yeah, basically, we did this series, and I died off camera, and it ruined the whole thing, so basically, we're doing the first 100 days in this first episode. If we get 5 likes, I'll drop episode 200 days, I guess. Yeah, it's technically episode 2. You guys know what I'm on about. This is going to take me a very long time to edit. I'm looking at the footage now. It's saying 11 hours, and I think I'm only on like day 54 at the moment. So, yeah. Let's hop into it. I started this world as all worlds do. On day 0. With nothing. I instantly asserted my dominance on this world by aggressing on this unsuspecting blade of grass. What savagery. This attack on nature continues as I find a tree to chop down. What? Okay, let's get to the fundamentals. Let me not forget. Let me reteach myself what I'm doing here. Alright, cool. Right, I'm gonna whip out my little trusty pickaxe and get to mining. I then went about making some basic stone tools and a furnace, which should be enough to get me through this first night. Fortunately for me, I spawned in a mountain biome, which is rife with surface level iron. Look away. Look away, vegans. Avert your eyes. I then utilised this wool to make a bed, allowing me to sleep my problems and the nasty zombies away. By the morning of day 1, enough of my iron had now smelted to not only make full iron armour, but some swanky new tools too. It was about this point that I made the executive decision to pack up and look for a temporary new home. While on this search, I came across something somewhat unexpected. Not like killing sheep. What? What the heck? Aren't these like really rare? Isn't that like the whole point? They are in fact rare, with only one spawning every 20,000 blocks, making the only thing more rare than a woodland mansion finding 3 drumsticks in your KFC meal. After I stopped ogling the woodland mansion for 1 second, I realised in the distance I could spot something that may well be very useful to us. Oh, they're alive too. They're alive! Yes, this is... Having survived imminent death, the next thing on the agenda was to ransack and pillage this poor village. I spent the whole of day 2 trying to convince this man to sell me a half-decent book. He was having none of it, to the point where I contemplated the use of violence. I was scared by this big white man. Right, this is probably not the appropriate time to do this, but I want to set up some villager stuff. I want to get some emeralds flowing. I know it's probably not the proper way to play, but it's the way we're going to play. It then took me the whole of day 3 to get this one Fletcher into the building where I stored the other villagers. So I'm going to absolutely rinse a system that I've used in many different worlds to sort of get a head start. I mean, I know a lot of people are probably screaming at the screen going, why is he not building a house or mining or crafting? The logical things to do. See, we do things a little bit different here. We do them in an abstract fashion, which sets us apart from everyone else, which is arguably not a good thing, but also, I don't know, I feel like it just makes sense. If I can find a way to cheese the system, why would I not? I spent the rest of day 4 deforesting the dark oak forests in order to trade sticks for emeralds. On day 5, I added some more villagers to the trading hall and then proceeded to trade the sticks with the Fletchers. On day 6, I decided to take a little trip out to the jungle in order to go on a little mining expedition. You will never hear me complain about some free iron. It was during this expedition that I was viciously attacked by this bat. Nevertheless, I emerged victorious in the battle. It was only after mining many ores and fighting many battles that I was finally able to find my first first vein of diamonds. Nice, there you go. Our first diamonds of the series. I thought there was some more. Right, if this is just one though, I am going to be a little... Let's go. Got at least 3. Enough for the pick. 4? 5? I didn't have another octave to go up, so I'm glad that was the last one. God damn. With the first diamonds of the series secured, and my vocal range now being questioned, I pressed on in hopes of finding some more. I returned to the surface on the night of day 7 with my diamonds and iron ready to smelt. I spent day 8 making a diamond pickaxe and sorting out my enchanting setup in order to enchant my gear. However, I decided my time on day 10 would be better spent buying these efficiency 4 books and combining them with my diamond tools to get efficiency 5. I then used these new tools to further desecrate the dark oak forests, and after one more mining trip, by day 18, I had gathered enough diamonds to make a full set of diamond armor and tools. On day 19, I used an enchanting table to get fortune 2 on my diamond pickaxe. On day 20, I tamed this horse. He wasn't the fastest, but he had the spirit. I then utilised my noble steed to find a nearby spruce biome, as this would be vital for building my first proper home in the near future. I used the resources I had gathered to start planning. I then found the perfect spot and was soon ready to start construction. I then spent the next 5 days building my new starter home, but by day 47, it was finished. I spent the whole of day 48 building a storage room in the basement, and by day 50, I had relocated all my resources from the village to my new home. I then used my relocated enchanting table to get fortune 3 on my diamond pickaxe. On day 54, I started gathering some ender pearls in order to make eyes of ender. I think now I'm going to try and find a Nether fortress, probably. I think that's the move. I'm going to try and push ourselves towards the Ender Dragon in 100 days, which I think is definitely very doable, but I just got to actually think about the Ender Dragon. Other stuff. Get distracted. Could, of course, where the Endermen spawn a bit more commonly, but that would require too much logic. So let's just stick with this system, shall we? And for once, I don't have to move my bed before I sleep in it. So, yeah, perfect. And just like that, I had gathered enough blaze rods to make the Eyes of Ender. Now all I needed was the final Ender Pearls. I feel like we're on track to beat the Ender Dragon. If not beat it a little bit early. In my last world, I beat it on day 100, I'm pretty sure. I think we might beat it a little bit earlier than that this time. It had been a while since I'd built anything in this world, so I decided now is the perfect time and perfect opportunity to build a little. And I decided the perfect thing to build was a little bridge, because the other one that I had was basically just a load of cobblestones stacked up next to each other. And yeah, I wanted to make this place look a little bit more homely, a little bit more nice. On day 67, I wanted to try my hands at a raid. While it started off well, I eventually managed to lose one of the raiders for long enough for the raid to fail. And I'm not really sure why, because it wasn't as long as it should have been for it to fail. Nevertheless, my attention returned to getting the final ender pearls I needed. But not before my stupid parrot, which I just got, could get itself killed. Nevertheless, we made it back home with plenty of logs, which I'd later trade for sticks, or mix into sticks, and later trade for emeralds. On day 73, I upgraded my diamond helmet so that it would protect my big-ass noggin. I then disturbed some villagers in their sleep to buy some arrows, which I'd now use to kill the ender dragon. We are ready. On day 80, we begin our battle. Fortunately, I pre-planned this and built a nether highway straight to the pole. On day 79, I popped out right outside the stronghold, and I hopped straight in, didn't mess about, and got ready for this battle. Here it is, the final battle with the ender dragon. I'm just going to sit back and let it play. Cue the dramatic music. just like that, we'd completed the Ender Dragon fight. We were well on our way to making this world our home. But first of all, I needed to get that elytra, which actually turned out to be a much more lengthy process than I expected. Eventually, I was able to find the ship, after about probably 2 hours of looking. I don't know why it took me that long. They were just hiding for some reason. And every single end city I found didn't have a ship for some reason. I found like 5, and only one ended up having one, so yeah, it did take me a while in the end. Finally, I'd got my hands on some elytra and some great loot. Unfortunately for me, however, I'm about to do something very stupid. Did you see that? Yep. That's me swapping my nearly max enchanted diamond helmet for a diamond helmet with Curse of Binding and Curse of Vanishing on a hardcore world. So the following footage is the next probably 2 days in game of me just standing there, intentionally taking damage so that a skeleton destroys this helmet that I've just stupidly put on my head for no reason. Upon reflection, I probably should have not killed this guy. He sort of just wasted his last few days on Earth helping me destroy a helmet I wanted off my head, and I've just slain him, so let's take a moment to say rip for this skeleton. This is me finally getting rid of all those jungle logs that I collected a while back and turning them into sticks and trading them for emeralds. All in order for me to get mending books so I could finally enchant my elytra with mending and then breaking 3. Day 86, I began construction on a monument for the Ender Dragon fight. It's a pretty basic one. It's the statue where you hold the egg and hold a sword and you're standing on the dragon head. It's the basic one. Everyone does it. But I built a cool little base for it. And yeah, I thought it was quite cool. I then added some finishing touches to my bedroom because I thought it was looking a bit empty, so I added a bookcase and I much improved the bed because I was literally just moving my bed around. Mobs kept spawning, so I made an actual definitive bed place to sleep. I then went caving on day 88. I found some diamonds, I found some iron. It was just, yeah, good excuse to use my elytra in a cave, which was also stupidly dangerous. On the night of day 88, I set about making a better food source. So I started to plan to make some golden carrots, which are apparently the best food source in the game. On day 89, I found this sunken shipwreck. We got some decent loot from it, some iron, some emeralds, and then I found another one directly across from it. And the second one gave us a buried treasure map, which I then found the loot for. It gave us the heart of the sea. To be honest, not much else really. It was just some pretty rubbish loot, but there you go. Hold on, this is post-edit LeMurph. What the heck? What do I mean it gave us some okay loot? It gave us diamonds! What the heck? And this is me flying back on day 89 with some well-earned loot. Post-edit LeMurph's back. Damn, my house looks gorgeous. This texture pack, I need to just tell you guys, it's so good. I can't remember what it's called, but I literally love it. It's one of the main ones. You guys probably already know which one it is just by looking at it. But in episode 200, we build way more stuff. I know I'm ruining it already, but we built so much more stuff, and it honestly makes this home island bit look stunning. So stay tuned for that. Unfortunately, this is where I begin to become a bit stupid, because I start this project where I'm starting to make a map room, and I've only got 10 days left, and I seem to waste a lot of my last 10 days. This is a bit of a spoiler. My last 10 days aren't the best, because I spend it half completing this project. Now you might think that map wall was a waste of time, but the only thing I've wasted more time on is saving this damn horse from the Nether. This man has a compulsive interest in going and exploring that. You know what, I respect it, but please, I need my noble steed back home in the overworld. I can't deal with it. On day 92, I finally made some shulker boxes to carry my cool stuff. On day 93, I finally upgraded my shovel. It was in much need of some upgrading. I finally got Fortune 2 on it and some better efficiency. However, that didn't last long, as I was quickly disturbed by these noisy neighbors. I then used their banners to cover my statue and assert my dominance on this world once more. One of the last things I did in this episode was terraform around my base, because I knew in episode 2 I would have to do some building and I needed the space for it. I know I've said it once already this episode, but on day 94 this texture pack just kept giving me great gifts. Look at this beautiful rainbow. I decided I was going to add some character to my statue at last. And yeah, I made a goofy face. On day 95, I created the Book of Subscribers. So essentially what you've got to do, you've got to subscribe and then comment your name down below, and I'll add you to this book, and we'll keep expanding it every episode. And I've already got a perfect place for it, so don't you worry about that. Your names will be on display. I then continued with my terraforming ways and made a cool little path from the other side of the bridge all the way to my house. Then I decorated it with these little lanterns. Wait a damn minute, he's making a break for it! These are the little lamps I was talking about earlier. They're alright. I think I might replace them later, but they'll do for now. This is me adding some bookcases in. It's the sort of final decorations. I'm adding the final touches on these first 100 days. Then I made a cool little armor storage cupboard. And here it is, day 99, the final day of this episode. I look across my world, and then I make my way to bed. And there we go, 100 days in hardcore Minecraft. You know what? I really enjoyed this series so far, and we're gonna keep doing it. I've basically completed 200 at this point. And 200 is so much better than 100, in my opinion. Do way more building, way more interesting stuff. I sort of get the dynamic down a bit more. But yeah, if you have stuck with it this far, thank you so much for watching. Leave a like, comment, and subscribe. And if you do subscribe, leave your name down below. I want to add you to the book. And I'll see you in the next episode.
perfect world, I would be perfect world. I don't trust people enough beyond they surface world. I don't love people enough to put my faith in man. I put my faith in these lyrics, hoping I make a band. I understand I ain't perfect, I probably won't come around. This time I might put you down, last time I ain't give a fuck. I still feel the same now, my feelings might go numb. You're dealing with cold thumb, I'm willing to give up a leg and arm to show empathy from. Lady parties and functions are you and yours. A perfect world, you probably live another 24. I can't fake humble just cause your ass is insecure. I can't fake humble just cause your ass is insecure.